What's up, guys? It's your boys Wokey back out with another Chris Watts video and part 2 from Patty's production video that was posted a couple days ago, I believe. The Chris Watts exposing liars that there are new YouTube channels that I never even knew existed that were apparently part of this group that you guys were commenting yesterday. So we're going to continue watching the part 2 of my part 2. So before we go any further, make sure you guys are subscribed to my YouTube channel by hitting that white bar icon down at the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it, so when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I've posted that video. Then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, the video that we're watching is Mommy Rambling talking with Mr. Rzuceks about lies that these people were passing, what was it, like 3 or 4 years ago. So I want to give the credit to them too. Also Patty Productions using the video and for us to watch and react. And there were some things I definitely learned yesterday, that's for dang sure. But I want to continue that and keep watching that interview.
Shanann didn't have a history of friendships. Who the heck were all her friends? Sometimes he wonders if Shanann and NK knew each other. NK may have had...
I've heard that. I've heard that Shanann met NK or NK met Shanann first.
Some kind of revenge for Shanann now if she knew him, and maybe she never really loved him. Remember his coworker Cody? He had any affairs with NK. Jim and NK allegedly have a very long-term relationship. Jim was very familiar with North Carolina because they talked about it a lot. He remembered that Shanann was always worried, really worried about someone, really worried about someone, really worried about someone.
That was a lot coming up. It was like coming at you like a hurricane, trying to retain all the information. That image of Frank Sr. really bothered me the most. Or that one.
Now, Mark G. Is that his best friend, Mark? He inserted himself into Chris's life, and Mark told him that he had that he was tight with some of the Frederick PD, and he could help out a lot in this. And
I'm not sure if Mark G is his.
I don't know who Mark G is.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're all okay. Today we're going to have a look at part 2 of a video that I came across on Mommy Rambling's YouTube channel. I've taken out the parts that aren't really specific to what we want to look at, and information that was apparently, allegedly, supposedly, we're going to have a look at the video from Mommy Ramblings. There was a lot of information that came out, and apparently it was supposed to be from Chris Watts himself, but the Rzuceks and Mommy Ramblings are going through it, and basically they're shooting down all the theories that aren't true, everything that was talked about at the time, anything that we come across, or anything come across that wasn't true at the time, they discuss in this video, and they basically say it's flat out lies. What I would say is, with this YouTuber Mommy Ramblings, with her being directly linked with the Rzuceks, the problem is when you have a direct link with someone, you can't really be neutral, and that's not to say the Rzuceks are lying in any shape or form. In fact, like I said in part 1 of the video, I believe the family in this situation. In this video, I do believe everything that...
I just believe that someone didn't tell them everything. That's not the Rzuceks' fault. I just think that things were not given to the Rzuceks. But again, it's all opinion. I'm not saying it's fact.
They're saying, and like I said in part 1, you have to look at things logically. So in this video, there's talk of the mob, there's talk of Freemasons, there's talk of Nichol Kessinger, there's talk of Jim, maybe an affair of Nichol Kessinger and one of Chris's co-workers, there's talk of embezzlement, there's talk of the fire stick, there's talk of the lazy dog CCTV, and the self-help.
So this is where all that information came from that I've been watching, reacting to for almost 2 years now.
Book that was supposedly in the trash that no one discovered, that apparently went out with the trash, so the bin men must have took all that away. That's an English term for all you Americans. We call them bin men. The other thing that's claimed in this video, which I found quite interesting, is one part of the video where they say to Chris, what did
I thought they called it rubbish.
You take out of the Lexus when the garage was opened up? And we've all seen a video where he goes in, he meets the police officers first, then he goes through the garage and he seems to take something out the car. I always thought it was a mobile phone.
No, People think it's a ring. Some people think he's grabbing something else, like her watch, but I think her watch was upstairs all the time, on her little stand. So, because her phone was found in between the couch. See, some people said it's the ring, then it's garbage.
But it's claimed here that he took Shanann's wedding ring out of the car, took it upstairs with him, and then obviously we know that he claimed to find it upstairs along with her phone. So, like I said with part 1, you've got to decide for yourself what you think is true and what's not true. I think the majority of what's being claimed here by certain people is false, but like I say, I bring you these videos because I find them interesting. This is part 2. There'll probably be one more part after this. AD is Alan Vinicum, Armchair Detective. He used to go by the name Armchair Detective on YouTube. He's not here anymore. Apparently he was either kicked off YouTube or asked to leave. I'm not sure which one. Like I say, a lot of people have been doing this case a lot longer before me. And there's certain things that I'm still finding out along the way as well. So I don't claim to know everything. If you're relatively new to the case, like me, these are interesting things to find out. Although I'm not a newbie to the case, there is still things that I don't know. So that's why we enjoy looking at them. I'm working on another case. I'm working on the Nicola Bully case and a few other cases I'll be doing. Some British cases because a lot of my viewers are from the States. I think you'd enjoy some British ones to look at as well. So they are in the pipeline of me doing those. They're just going to take a bit of time, that's all. So let's get into part 2. Let's get into the video.
He wondered how and when NK would be able to do things. And he wanted to know about her phone history and what it said. And does anyone know about text from a Peter? He said that's another friend of NK's, and it's a long story, and he can't go into it now. Oh, everyone met to plan stuff at the second Lazy Dog, and that's when stuff got really, really serious. Okay. He was really, really talkative in the beginning of May here, and he's doing really well, feels a lot stronger. He likes talking about this. He loves talking about the team. It makes him feel better. He's able to remember more, and he's getting to open up. He's really happy that nothing about his memories has been said publicly because he has more trouble.
Like, there's some of them that you're like, no, there's no way. Like, shut up, Chris. And there's some of them that are like, meh.
Now, sorry, Chris. He's decided that he's not writing people back at all. Don't write to him. He's not writing you back.
That's a lie.
He's just going to keep the connections he already has. He won't write to any more people. He wants to build up those connections that he has, and he wants everyone to know he didn't kill or injure anyone, not Shanann, nor the kids, no one. He remembers that there was duct tape that was used somehow, and remembers someone told him to get a glass vial out of that was in out of the contents in Shanann's bottle, whatever that means. Then he had gas cans he had to get. He said that NK's friend gave him gas cans, and he wonders why they weren't investigated. He said they were in the house, and they were surely seen on the camera filling up those gas cans. He asked about the GPS. Hey, how come nobody's sharing that GPS? We did. Okay. He wonders why Karen wasn't involved. Who's Karen? Neck brace Karen?
No.
Okay. And why Shanann was quiet with her versus the other girls. And then they're asking him about this company, Dirty South. And Chris says he doesn't know a whole lot about that.
This is all news to me. I'm glad that none of this came out to be real or something, or somebody stating that it's real.
He says that...
Well, Carol, I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Those of you that don't want to know about Dirty South, I will be doing a live, and I'll do a live with the owner, Hisham, and you can ask him questions. He'll tell you the truth.
Good.
There's nothing wrong with Dirty South. They did her well. She did them well. I did them well. Frankie did them well. We all worked there, and I still work there. So I really appreciate you stop talking about it.
I was about to say that too. I'm glad you said that about Hisham.
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk about
it. Hisham, that's what they have here. Right. Because what's coming out now is from the team, like some really things that he had, like an interest in Shanann or just crap. Chris wanted to know how did Shanann pay for her first house and.
Yeah, I know. It's all crazy. It's crazy.
Because she worked for it.
And when he did ask her, she just said, "Oh, it was a bonus." Okay.
It wasn't embezzlement either, people. My daughter never embezzled money.
Right. Yeah. They're trying to make it seem like she had a really, that she was scared of background checks on jobs. Okay. This is what it's saying. And why was her desk messy? And that's because NK and Jim were going through it. That's why Shanann's desk in the office was a little messy, because they were going through stuff.
See, I didn't come up with that.
Too.
Okay. And he thinks that Jim knew Shanann. Asked why he thinks that.
People are saying that I'm coming up with this stuff. This was way back in the day. I'm just watching, reacting, and putting my 2 cents. I am flabbergasted that it's pretty much showing everything right here that I didn't come up with this crap. I mean, there's some things that I believe and some things I don't. But again, I'm not the one that made it up. The haters of Zwolki are like, oh, he said this. He made it up. He's a liar. I'm just watching and reacting. I'm just saying what I feel. Like we're at a coffee date, or not date, get together, and we're talking about what we're watching together. We're just in different places in the world. So
That he said because of the way Jim spoke about her. Yeah, so you're going to find out now. Jim and NK.
But yet we still don't know about Jim because they didn't want to talk to Jim because Nichol said leave Jim alone. That's hogwash. We should be able to talk to Jim.
They're all across the country. They have ties in North Carolina. They know some of Sandy's relatives. They know people in Colorado. They're all over. They have ties all over. Probably Betty's Betty's probably a relative. The people across the street, Nate's probably a relative of them. It's all over. It's just, why not connect everyone? Now, this is part of so stupid. Chris is saying Shanann.
Somebody just told me today that apparently NK is the cousin of Colbert. Like, I was like, do you have any facts to fact check this or something like that? Just like, I don't want to go into like her family tree and see if that person's involved. That's like, that I don't care.
Didn't have a history of friendships. Who the heck were all her friends? And it bothers him now. Chris is the one that didn't have the friends. Oh my gosh. Sometimes he wonders if Shanann and NK knew each other, because he thinks of things that NK is saying now, and he feels dumb, wondering if he's been set up.
What?
NK may have had some kind of revenge for Shanann now, if she knew him, and maybe she never really loved him. Now he's all torn up about that. He doesn't know what he's going to do. He thinks that, what if that's the case?
I think Chris has been thinking too much in prison.
And
or he's having too much of the prison coffee.
He wants to ask the team about Cody. Remember his coworker Cody?
Cody.
And if he had any affairs with NK, or maybe who else she had an affair with.
Oh.
And wonders if Cody, what was his...
That is a good point. Was she having an affair with anybody else?
Intent,
There's
so
rumors.
Now Cody and Troy, you're going to be implicated pretty soon here. Okay.
That's where people were telling me that NK might have slept with Troy. I heard that. Somebody messaged me about that once, and I was like, huh?
Okay, just giving you a heads up on that one.
Troy are Chris's co-workers.
We're still in May. Spoke about how NK's dad advised her, you better sell that truck. Her dad was also at Anadarko. He made a point that she contact the police. Everybody knows that. He did, and he cleaned up her social media. That's not a secret. That he's a very high-ranking Freemason. This whole stuff with the Freemasons is just blown so out of proportion.
That's why I'm not talking about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to deal with it. Let's talk about something else.
There's a ring that NK supposedly told him about, and how it went to a place in Boston.
Boston?
And they went there her father went there for an initiation, okay? And that her dad was really upset because something happened there. And
I bet he was upset about the stupid part that NK was in it with a married man. He's like, oh my gosh, we gotta go clean this up. And he was disappointed.
It ended up getting people kicked out and deranked. And that was when people in the organization began to really respect him. Why does the Rzuceks family hate Chris so much when that was asked? And let's see.
I'm pretty sure that they probably forgave Chris, but don't want anything to do with him. I'm not speaking on their behalf. I'm just saying.
It started to slander the family, and that the family got a lot of money from donors, and Chris heard this from his parents, who said, great, they got a lot of money and we've got nothing but hate mail. And supposedly the Rzuceks family gave some money to the Watts, but they're very resentful. Okay. Chris feels that, you know, it may be that Frank's Sr. had a stake in, the Dirty South, but he wishes that Shanann had given him more info so he knew all about that Dirty South. Let's see. Frankie had some connections, and that took him someplace. Maybe he owed people money. He might have had some people after him, is what they're saying. Chris believes.
This is coming from a murder crime in Colorado. Like, what? Like, and they tell me that I'm grabbing at straws.
Everyone was murdered at different times, and that he never saw Nico. He said he heard the girls scream, especially Bella, and he said that Cece did have something wrong because and it was because the way Cece was so strong. I think they probably mean that she didn't. I don't know what even that means. It makes him cry because it gets him really upset. Yeah, okay. He said that more people should have been questioned, but because the police had their hands full with NK, they went out to survey often. They liked being isolated, and they would hunt lizards. So Nichol Kessinger was having an affair allegedly with someone named Bob G. That'll be another insider, I guess.
Another Bob.
Bob G was very powerful. He was always looking at her, and she loved him. Loved Bob. He learned about this after he was at Wisconsin, you know, because NK's communicating with him. So she told him this, all about Bob. Now, Kim Kaufman allegedly is a close friend of NK's, and she reached out to his parents on day 2, before the bodies were even found, and she said to Cindy, hey, I can help you. And she's still trying to talk with his mom on a daily basis. Now, allegedly, Lana...
Just saying, you know what would solve this? Ask NK those 3 questions, and it would close all discussions. If we could see that she's innocent, or if we could see that she's guilty, we have not been given any of that. We're told that she's innocent, but we need to see the evidence to support that. So, please try to do that.
Is the girlfriend of KK and NK.
Well, they all know each other, don't they?
Yeah, pretty well. And allegedly Lana and NK were in a picture that was framed in NK's house. And where did they meet? They met at a place called Mirror Image, because allegedly Lana was a stakeholder there or had strong ties. Now, Trent Bolt, you remember Trent Bolt? Yeah. Allegedly, he's another one that was later learned to have ties to Kim Kaufman, allegedly NK, and allegedly Lana. And that Amanda, that Tinder date, okay? She's in here too, because allegedly she was trying to join Shanann's Thrive team, okay? And that he learned also from NK, allegedly. And apparently NK and Amanda knew each other, allegedly, from this clothing store that they maybe at one time worked at or shopped at. And guess what? Amanda and Trent allegedly are friends. Okay. Now, the name of a creator shows up here because it said that NK allegedly told Trent about this creator and that they all used to hang out together at some place called Georgia Boys. And Trent knows this other creator very, very well.
Georgia Boys.
And then we get rid of that, and Chris allegedly is very upset because he's having really bad nightmares. Okay?
Oh.
And
he should have nightmares.
He should, yeah. And
Agreed.
how could the team help him? Well, he says he needs help remembering, okay? Because he can't remember it all, and he needs to find a way so that people know the truth, that he didn't hurt the kids. He cares most that people know that he didn't hurt his family, because he said he failed his family, but not by harming them. And allegedly Pete, Troy, NK, another NK friend, Jim, and 2 others were all at the Lazy Dog, and they had issues meeting up, so they had to go to a few. He says that at least 12 people could go to prison for this, from big involvement in it to small.
12.
And was asked if he wanted a trial. He said
Is it also the mailman? I mean...
he does want a trial, clear his name. But he's not so sure about reliving everything and the pain that would cause for himself or the families.
He's the one that
and he doesn't
did
know
it.
if it would be worth it. He's really undecided about this. He's torn up. If there is a trial, he would testify. He says he'll get on the stand and testify, but he does want a psychological counselor nearby. So he's been taking a lot of notes, and in almost 3 years,
Frank smirk.
he really doesn't trust anyone, but he feels that he can trust this person, allegedly, that he's speaking with, and he's done that because she's been the same since day one. Now, asked where everyone was when Shanann returned home that night, when after Nichol Atkinson dropped her off, he said,
I've heard that Nichol was in the basement. I heard that she was in the closet. She was in the pantry. There's a lot of... But you know what would solve this? Don't interview Nichol. Interrogate Nichol. But because she did some type of weird shake hand deal with the police, so she could get off scot-free.
that he was by the window. 2 others were sitting in the chairs in the living room, allegedly, and there was a guy that was right at the door. Then Bella was in his truck because she said, I want to be with Daddy. So she went walking out, and she wouldn't listen to NK. He remembers, now what I'm going to tell you now was already reported on some channel, that NK allegedly smacked Cece. And it made Chris really upset, angry, and so he was just fuming on the drive there because allegedly NK hit her in the face so hard, and it made him see a new side of NK, allegedly.
I am so glad I didn't see this sooner, because I wouldn't have wanted to know this stuff and see other people, all that NK.
And at night he has flashbacks, and one thing that keeps coming back is that there was wind blowing and rain, and he feels he was drugged because, you know, he said they were doing a few different drugs, and he doesn't know what they were, and other than...
That's possible.
And it was injected into him in the, it was in the toes.
Drink.
Okay, so people wouldn't...
Oh, his toes.
...see. And that NK would make it and heat it up. He sounds like a child talking about this, if this is really him, okay? Like, yeah, okay. And she's the one that injected him in the toes. And the few times that happened, they were always with her.
Or he's been talking to some other cellmates, and they've been like, "I'll say this. They'll believe it. Okay, I'll do that."
Friends. And the last night, the injection was very different because it really burned, and he felt dizzy, and he felt his heart pounding. Okay, and when he was driving out there, he felt like a zombie, and he doesn't even know how he walked, talked, or functioned. You look pretty good loading that truck up, though, buddy, in the camera. You look pretty
Sure
good
did.
there. You look pretty stable and everything. Yeah, he was really worried he was going to crash. Okay, and you looked really good when you came home and you're running around like a lunatic. You didn't look like you were drugged out of your mind either. So let's see. When he got there, he said one guy came over and got Bella, and then he was just told allegedly by NK that they would handle things. He should just stay out of the way. And when he gave the porch interview, you see, this is what he did. You know, yeah, okay. He said he was talking to people there day and night, and he feels he could have saved them by exposing them. So one reason he begged for everyone to come home, he said, go rewatch it and please remind him what's going on, because he remembers begging them to come back. He remembers hearing stuff and seeing the sunrise when Bella and Cece were brought up to the tanks. He remembers them screaming. He said that they were smothered on top of the tanks, and he isn't sure if Bella was deceased when they put her in because he thought he heard her scream going in. We know she wasn't because she has nothing in her lungs. So that's another lie. He says it terrifies him because he doesn't know what's reality and what's not, and he can't remember things anymore, and it's really scary. But he was told to drink a lot of things by these
Sounds like he's getting drugged in prison.
people. Poor Chris, he had no control. These people just came in, they're shooting up his toes, they're making him drink this crap. He doesn't remember anything, and he had nothing to do with
Did Chris get roofied?
this at all. Can't even remember how anything happened. Says he doesn't even know what anyone was wearing. He remembers Shanann just screaming and yelling. Really? How come she doesn't have any defensive wounds? If she was screaming and yelling, she was probably fighting back.
I still think she was caught off guard. She didn't see it coming.
She wasn't just screaming and yelling. She has no defensive wounds, Chris. Okay. And let's see here. He says at one point they went downstairs and the fighting escalated. You know why he's saying that? Because the trauma dog alerted by the bottom of the stairs. That's why that's being put in.
And the sensors
And it
went
got
off.
physical in the basement. And allegedly NK kept these drugs in the basement. and he remembers only bits and pieces and doesn't understand why there was no security footage given of this. Come on.
Because
Let's see.
they didn't have cameras in the
He
house.
says that Nate saw everyone for sure, and he doesn't understand why Nate's not talking. Nate, you're being implicated now. Okay, and just to clear the record, we don't believe any of this, okay? This is not our words. Believes that people are being paid off, but just doesn't know by who or why. Now, he said that Frank once talked to him in private afterwards. Frank, did you talk to him in private afterwards?
To Nate?
No, to, I think it's just once. Well, it says just once, and wondered about the trash bags.
Oh, yeah, trash bags that I suppose we went out and burned?
Yeah, he said he explained to Frank that they had to take the trash bags out because that they were heavy.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh, dragged out the trash can full of the papers and the book and the clothing. No, that out for trash. We covered this here. You guys are like missing something. You guys in the audience over there. That trash went out. Remember how upset everybody was? Everything, that book and stuff, went out the next day for the trash pickup. And he says they burned it. So yeah.
And they're blaming the Rzuceks on that?
That's funny because who's ever writing the script, you might want to go back and watch the Discovery videos because that's not what happened. But okay, later on, maybe you can do that. He doesn't know where. He said someone searched Survey. Maybe they could have found it if they had only searched, because there's some kind of a shack out there. Okay, guys? And he believes that NK was a part of some Aggery, whatever that is. And then Chris says he thinks Shanann stole some money from the wrong person, that it was all a setup. Yeah, okay, that sounds feasible. And this was an attempt to hurt her and the family. Okay, her family too. Chris says Frankie Jr. knows this. Frankie Jr., you know this? And that's why he doesn't like Alan. I'd love to get Frankie's response on this. Frankie Jr. knows this, and that's why he doesn't like Alan, and says that's why he wants Alan to shut up, because he's bringing out this truth. Went back to asking about lazy dog cameras. Well, that's also in the Discovery, the lazy dog cameras. Okay, Frankie, yeah, we've got some news, some breaking news on you. That let's see, it's like that Frankie Jr. knows about this, those people that were going to hurt the family because of the money Shanann stole, and that's why that's why you don't like Alan, because Alan's bringing out the truth. That's the real reason, because he's bringing out the truth, and you don't want it to come out.
I don't like Alan because he's a fraud. He's a con artist.
Okay, and then went back to asking about the lazy dog
I'm
cameras.
not saying it.
That's all in the Discovery. The lazy dog cameras. So that's really funny that he'd go back and ask. You just to read it, Chris. Now he's determined, he has now determined this is all a setup. Okay. So now this is May, and now he's decided this is a complete setup. And, you know, he doesn't even ask anymore if NK loves him, because now he knows that she was just setting him up, or if she wants him. And let's see, he believes that, again, this was set up because Shanann did stuff in North Carolina and at the hospital too, and that NK's cousin was somehow involved in that whole hospital thing. And so it makes it sound like NK was trying to get back and so set this whole thing up. Let's see. Says someone...
And you guys know I was in the Mafia?
Yeah, we're all in the Mafia, Mom.
Yeah, absolutely. Heather Mary, someone named Heather Mary is NK's roommate, allegedly. And that's confirmed now, okay? And let's see. He knows that for a...
Well, no, because she didn't have any roommates because she liked her privacy. She had people over a lot.
Fact. And that's factual information according to this non-factual information, allegedly. So this person is working with Nichol to collect all this information and make sure that everyone is on the right track. Crazy. And he feels kind of disturbed with the whole thing.
What a star witness right here.
Yeah, Dieter's
going to say Dieter is the witness.
going to talk next.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have Kel and Mel. Okay, everybody knows she's saying that they're friends with Jamie. We all knew that. And that Lana and NK and even KK, he believes they were all friends. And he's feeling sick now.
Amen.
And now he feels hopeless because he found out this was a setup, and he's really sorry. And this is now only the beginning of May, okay?
Crazy.
But he's feeling really good about this team, these teams of channels on YouTube. They're going to find the answer to these teams of channels. And he's happy now. He's going to open up more to these teams because he's going to answer their questions, and he's going to try to give as much information as possible. Okay, so regarding if he gave the girls any oxy in North Carolina, no, did not, never did. And did try to hurt them at all. No, remember, he did nothing. And was it possible that NK...
Then who was doing it, Chris?
Or Jim were in North Carolina? Well, yeah, maybe Jim might have been there. But not NK. Nope, definitely not. Not at all. She was working 100%. 100%. Because Cody vouched for that later, and they had a thing that happened at work between Cody and NK.
Oh.
Yeah. Who took that doll photo and covered that up? Well, he says Shanann did, and she was just being silly. Yeah, that's what he said.
There's another puppy.
Why did he
He's such a cutie.
Google that volcano on August 12th? And he said, well, he thought about living there. He'd like to go live there. It was a place that he had an idea about, and he just decided to Google it and see what the heck's happening. Let's see. Oh, well, then they said, well, how did you know where everybody could be found if you didn't have anything to do with this? And he said, well, he got a message from Jim on a burner phone where the family could be found.
Burner phone.
Where was the
This is the second time I heard about a burner phone, but I don't know.
burner phone? Where was the burner phone in the interview room when you gave him the information? When did you get the information?
Some crazy case when every bit of evidence has been shown, the culprit has admitted to the murder. I've never seen anything like this in my life. With so much evidence shown and
I mean, I've seen it in other cases too, but I don't know why this one is so potent compared to the other ones. It's the only thing I can think of is NK. The reason why NK is still in existence is because they just let us with nothing on her. They're like, just deal with it. She didn't do it. That's it. And we're like, what?
CW did it. It just blows my mind. They act like this is some case that's so much hidden evidence when everything's been brought. I've never seen more evidence shared on any case ever.
I heard that this one has gone up to Congress. It's like,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It gives these people
No,
a way to
they just want to keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah, because it's popular to them. It's a way for them to make money.
Money, money, money.
Keep it going. Have another season. They should just write based on a true story stuff. If you guys want to write fiction, put some screenplays out. Maybe you want to do
talk
that.
about your own family. You know?
Yeah,
what
loosely based.
I mean? How it feels.
Okay, now Jeremy Lindstrom and Dave Colon, could they be involved in any way? No, that's a hard no on Jeremy. Hard no. You're safe, Jeremy. They're not going to be bringing you into this, okay? And David, well, he has ties with Jim, allegedly.
David.
Okay. Okay.
There's a lot of names that I have not heard yet.
And let's see what else we have here. Oh, there was a plan. Was there a plan to blow up your house that you're aware of? Nah, no, I wouldn't never want to hurt people or injure people. I just want to kill my family.
Yeah.
That's all. I don't want to hurt them or injure them, please.
See, now all this is
Why would
believable.
anybody think that, Chris? What did you grab from the Lexus when you arrived home? Oh, yep, her ring, he said. And then he put it in the room and then came out and said, here, I found this.
That I believe.
And he was also checking other stuff like her jeans. And then again, Peter's
What, for an extra $5 so you can get an extra peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Like, what was he checking her pants for?
brought into this. Peter, he's a friend of NK. Would it happen to be
Who's Peter?
her cousin?
Well, everyone's related somehow.
Maybe.
Huh?
It might be. It might be her cousin. I don't know. It could be. Could have a tie to NK. Okay. All right. And believe that. Oh, but he could have a tie to work safety. And, you know, he doesn't know. The memory's not coming back real well on that yet. And then more about Karen. That's probably neck brace Karen, guys. That's probably where you're getting the
Neck
Karen from.
brace
He
Karen?
can't really remember. He thinks it's a Thrive Associate Karen. No, it's neck brace Karen. I'll just tell you guys. And what can you tell us about Sandy Rzuceks? And then so he goes in that,
She's a good cook, it
she
looks
told
like.
you, she helped her sister out. She raised
I'd love to have some of that food that she's making.
her kids. And
I'm right.
there's a lot, they're saying there's a lot of criminal activity. Oh, gosh.
There we go.
Yeah, and that he'll reflect more on that when he can organize his thoughts a little better. Okay, and let's see.
That's
When-
crazy, isn't it, Susan?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
When you drove out there with
It goes on and on. I think we might have to do 2 parts.
probably, yeah, when you drove out with Bella, because apparently, so according to him, he just drove with Bella. That's it, to the site. Okay, was anyone else in the truck? Nope, just the two of them. Yep. And you didn't know what was going to happen? No, not at all. He didn't know. He had no idea. He didn't know anything. And he was just wanted to keep the kids safe while things were being handled. He didn't know
You're making
anything.
them hungry.
He had no idea what was happening. And let's
You
see.
need a ton of corn.
What about, do you have grief over your children? He said, well, I'm very upset. I just don't know how to let this how I let the situation spiral out of control so fast. And
Because you're an idiot.
let's see.
Problem solved. Okay, let's end the video.
He wonders if these people that set this all up knew Shanann or the Rzuceks family. And let's see. He says the reason Frankie acts like he does because he's bad, like his cousin. And he says that they all behave badly and they think criminal ways is the right way.
Yeah. I told him, I said, $25 to pull my record if you want the truth. Pull it up.
Oh boy, you're teaching those good values, right, Frank? Criminal ways are the right ways.
Yeah, a lifelong.
It's just funny with this stuff is so hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
It's almost comical at this point. It's we've gotten so used to all this crap. It's just,
some of this stuff, I'm just like, they're saying what? And yet they're telling me that I'm losing it, or I'm spreading. This is all before me, like 3 to 4 years ago.
you have no choice but to laugh at it, really.
Yeah, of course, because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Every day something new. Every day. It's crazy.
Oh, and then, of course, in come the Angel Watts parents who heard rumors about Shanann's criminal connections, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, they always believed them to be false and just, you know, I'm sure they did, right? Okay. And now he wonders, you know, he wonders if the mafia or some gang is involved here.
That's news to me.
Oh, my goodness. And he remembers that Jim had some deeds or titles. Okay, so Jim is now involved at Shanann's desk, and he was finding some deeds and titles over there at the desk, and that's why it was messy. And he believes that maybe something related to this Dirty South company, okay? And he wonders, you know, what about Shanann? What went on with her first husband, and why did they break up? And, you know, why didn't she have any desire to save the marriage? And why did she want to save her marriage with Chris?
Yeah, somebody's trying to get a lot of information so they can keep going with the story.
Yeah, they need some stories.
They made a ton of rumors.
Why does it matter who she got married to and when she divorced? That has no effect on this case.
I'll say one thing. I know I usually don't speak the truth about anything, but I have the fire stick, if anybody's wondering.
Oh, okay. That fire stick that figures into this whole thing.
The fire stick that they supposedly talked about in the parking lot that everybody keeps talking about. I wanted to pass that on to that person that I have the fire stick.
Okay.
That's why I never went on with the fire stick. I made 1 or 2 videos on it about wondering about it, but I was like, this is kind of a big shot out in the dark kind of info. But
yeah, now that'll be in the next thing.
Yeah. Frank has it. He's the murderer now.
Frank is involved with that fire stick, and no wonder he took that back. Because it has all the evidence on it.
Twist it now. They want the truth. They need to ask us.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I don't let none of the truth out. I don't tell anybody anything. But that's been one of the things, you know, they worry about a fire stick, and the fire stick's for TV.
Yeah.
And I mean,
come on, people.
But I do have it.
Let's see, and then
and the DNA results, right?
Oh yeah.
And I have DNA results. Yes.
Yeah, that you're not going to give to anybody else. Let's see. Oh, he believes that everybody might have been kept alive in a hostage situation, but he can't remember again. He cannot remember if they were how things went bad, because he thinks it was a hostage situation, maybe, and he doesn't understand what kind of drugs were involved. That his memory is so bad. But now listen to this one. Frankie, his girlfriend was a police officer. Remember that nice girl you dated, Frankie? That police officer.
Yeah, I wish.
Remember? She was so nice, wasn't she?
Yeah, she might have been a keeper.
Yeah, the police officer or something. I believe she helped out with that trouble you guys got in with that company, you know? Yeah.
Everybody helped us with that company.
And that's another reason why Frankie is so angry, because Frankie is just an angry young man. Frankie, very angry. Okay. And
looks like a 2 normal set of father and son right there. So
this was brought up, and it was mentioned because of Frankie working with Martin and wanting to take down a certain channel. But they believe it all comes from his anger of the police officer girlfriend and all of that. Okay. Maybe we could get the police officer girlfriend here for an interview.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I wonder what her name is.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we could get a fake insider, have her dress up in a little costume. Okay.
I know, but yeah, they have plenty of fake insiders. Why not, right?
Right. So let's see. He wishes he knew more about Shanann's history before they met. And of course, you know, it's all pushed off on, it's not on him. He's absolved.
Again, what does it have to do with her past? We're wondering about why Chris did what he did.
At everything. And let's see. About NK's father, he'd like the team to look into that more, okay? And he'd like them to look into Dirty South, that company, more. And he'd like to look into more of Shanann's first husband. And he would like to look into, he believes very strongly that NK was pregnant with his child. And he would like to see if there's any.
That one is so funny because I know for a fact that she didn't have a kid. She's got dog kids. I've seen the signatures. She was not in witness protection program. Her name is Nichol Kessinger.
way to petition for full records. I believe he means all of the discovery that they believe is being held at back. And he wants to know about the Agori cult. Okay. And let's see. And now on still in May, guys, he's having a really hard time with the Lord. You guys are going to be so upset about this. Oh, Frankie, I don't know how to tell them this. You guys thought Chris was so in with the Lord? Not going well for him now.
Don't joke about
He's not even going to chapel now. We're going to blow their minds, Frankie, now that he's not going to chapel and stuff.
Boy.
He's not. He's having a hard time with the Lord, guys.
Mr. Religious never been into God in his whole life.
He's not feeling it any longer, guys. I hate to tell you, he's not feeling it, and he wants to, but he can't, and he doesn't understand.
He's probably put himself in that position, like, why me, God? Why did you make me do this? He's in that denial of grief
because he feels like the devil won, and he wants to know if there was a God, why did he allow this temptation to succeed?
He didn't.
So he's not feeling it anymore. Sorry.
God gives you free will, and with what you do is on your dime. I love that he's blaming the Lord.
Guys, and he believes that Shanann had an ex that she called James or Jim. So now I guess Jim is going to transition to that he was Shanann's ex-boyfriend somewhere along the line. And he's really getting upset about Dirty South. About what, Chris? Okay. He wants to know, what does the team make out with all this? What are they finding? Are they finding this information? Are they sharing it with all the good people out there in YouTube land? How can you guys make videos and ask people for information and get leads for him, please? Because he wants to have his name cleared. And at the very least, he just wants people to know he never hurt one member of his family. No. And he just wants the people that harmed his family to be in prison where they belong and get justice.
Well, one of them is there. We just need to possibly get the other woman.
Okay, and why people have to find NK's vehicle, and they have to find it now. Okay, is there a way to get it traced? He's got to find it and look into those Freemasons. Okay, because he thinks there's a cover up there.
You think the Freemasons are going to let you look into them?
Going on. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, I've put on a lot of weight.
And then he's very upset that no one in his family called him on his birthday.
Okay, guys. So what do we?
Oh,
Think bit of truth in there or not? What I tend to find is, like I said before, if you've got a direct link to the family, whether it be the Watts or the Rzuceks, either family, I don't really think you can be unbiased. I don't really think you can be neutral. So I'll leave it up to you guys. What do you think's real? What do you think's not? What do you think's lies? I do believe the Rzuceks, I'll have to say that. A lot of these series are wild theories. Like, thanks to Destronic for sponsoring the video. Go over to Destronic if you want a motorized desk. Use code PADDY. Thank you to my members. Discord is live. Go over and join the Discord if you want. It's free of charge. Thank you all for joining me for today's video.
The reason why I want to watch the whole thing is he has outtakes.
There'll be one more part, I would imagine. I'll put that out tomorrow. Remember, guys, these cases can be emotional and stressful. And remember, most of all, don't have nightmares.
Yeah!
You guys are amazing. And remember, these cars, you guys are amazing. These, sick. 1, 2, 3. If you've got a direct link to the family, remember these cases are emotional and they're like, fucking hell. 1, 2. And information that was apparently, they talk about the mob. They talk. So in this video, there's talk of the mob. Remember, these cases are emotional and they're like, fucking hell. About the mob. They talk.
Oh, definitely a lot more names, a lot more out of this world lies and so forth. It's just funny that the haters have come on to me because I'm watching and reacting, and they're telling me that I'm spreading the lies when the lies have been there for years already. I just got here, and I'm listening, I'm watching, and we're discussing. And I just, when I told you I didn't spread lies, and then this kind of validates it. It's like, what can you do besides just drive on? So with all the information that we just watched right here, what do you believe in? Definitely, if you went over to Patty, I understand, that's okay. But I definitely would like to know your dissection or your analyzed version of info. Make sure you guys comment your thoughts. Don't forget to hit the like button, share with your friends, and of course, subscribe. We will see you guys in the next video. Please take care, be safe. As always, keep nerding on, and we will see you guys in the next video.